Yes.
So as an investor, and I how to invest in Lagos, and I'm looking at the Lagos map, I'm looking at different locations in Lagos. What's the first thing I should look out for?
Thank you so much. Okay, so before I go into the detail of that, first establish what's your purpose of investment.
Investing. Wow, great.
Okay, so establish the duration of investment when you want to start having
returns on that investment. Very, very important.
So once you establish that, then what you should be considering are things like accessibility.
Okay, great.
Because it's the land that appreciate, not really actually the building.
That's cool.
So what are those factors that make a land appreciate? One of it is accessibility.
Okay.
Now, from that location, how can I get to every other place I want to get to?
Okay.
How will people that live there get to every other place, or the likely places that they will be getting to?
Okay.
So, for example, a place that has a road that most of the road network around it is not constructed.
Okay.
Will not have the same value
and appreciation
as a place that has most of the roads constructed.
Yeah.
Even in developed communities already, you know, places like Oshodi, Ababa Expressway, once that road was finished, you know, now it's a reinforced concrete that was used, we call it rigid.
Yeah.
The value of the properties on that axis increased as against what it used to be.
Yeah.
And is the same everywhere. Yeah. So it applies also to developing communities, or communities that are just opening up. Yeah. Like you have in the axis of Ibejuleki, in some places in Ibejuleki, and then many places in Epe. So that's number one. The number two thing you want to consider is, who are the people migrating to this community?
Very, very important.
This new place.
Very, very important.
Because what's investment? You have a product that you are hoping people will buy, or rent, or we take on lease. Yeah. So it's about people. Yeah. Right? So what is the caliber of people moving to that area?
Exactly.
Now it might be presently, it might also be future. Yeah. So it can be a momentary thing, it can also be futuristic in your approach. And all these things are very important. And that's why it's good for investors, especially those in diaspora, to work with guys that understand the local market. You have adequate local knowledge, can predict based on data. Because it's not enough to do wishy-washy, I mean, you know, predictions of what things will be. Yeah. You have the facts and figures to back it up. Yeah,
and what some of our investors don't understand, particularly when it comes to income class, is a location, particularly a posh, let me use that word, posh location. Just because we have that posh location doesn't mean that everywhere in that location is posh.
Doesn't mean.
Now, because we have Lekki does not mean that everywhere in Lekki is posh. Yeah. There are parts in Lekki where is slum, and there are parts in Lekki where is classy. You understand now? So you want to be sure that that part that you are investing is where the right people are being attracted to. Because everything about real estate is demand and supply. Yeah. And because price will be a big determinant factor, you want to be sure that whatever price you are setting on your own property, you are attracting the people that can pay for it.
Affordability.
And that's why you see, there was one day I was talking to one of my colleagues, and he was telling me that a particular woman, she's in diaspora, and then she put a property around Orchid, put it out on short let, and then maybe after a couple of months, she doesn't want to sell it with all the furnitures in it. Basically, because the short let was not moving. You understand? So, and all these
and the reason why short let may not likely move in Orchid is that Orchid is saturated. Presently, Orchid is saturated, and you have different classes of apartments and buildings in Orchid. So still, it gives credence to what we are trying to explain here, that you should be able to determine based on facts and figures that, okay, this should be the appropriate apartment type or building types that should be constructed in this place, considering the caliber, the income class of the people coming into it, or people that will come into it in the future. You understand? It's very important so that they can afford your property.
And you can afford the price.
If we come back to the Lekki you are talking about, that you say, okay, when we talk about posh, that you are talking about luxury.
Exactly.
It's not as though every part, the Nigeria real estate space is unique. except places like, say, Ikoyi that have premium luxury, on most of the places. Even there, you have close to certain barracks. Some
other side that close to Bali,
yes, that's okay. People live in, and it's still Ikoyi anyway. So right. In Lekki, for example, land in Lekki is going for from 300 million upward now. And what that means is that someone that just needs, say, 2-bedroom apartments, 3-bedroom apartments, so that can be easy access to work and school for his children, or maybe business for himself or his wife, may not be able to afford it. Because how will I buy 350 million naira land and
what I want to build?
What I want to build? You can't even afford it. But there are people that at the moment that need apartments in Lekki, Messinate apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, 3-bedroom apartment, some even 1 bed. You understand? So there is a higher demand now in Lekki as of today, Lekki Ikate axis, for apartments more than you have for duplexes.
Definitely.
You understand? And it's the same understanding based on other facts too that you should consider before you say, okay, places, I want to invest in places like Ibejuleki, I want to invest in places like Ekwe, and this will be the kind of, structures that I will be building there. You understand? We understand, for example, that the businesses that are already in existence and that will be coming, that will be some sort of value chain from having the Lekki Free Trade Zone there, the Lekki Deep Sea Port, Dangote Refinery, the proposed new international airport. So you should understand that there will be some sort of cluster of income classes. So you will have premium, luxury, and then you have those average, middle, low, trickle down like that. So you are the one that should now say, okay,
this is what you want to position for. This income class is
thank you.
What you are targeting.
And as a result, this is where I should buy my land. If I buy my land in social location, this is the kind of building I should build there.
Exactly. To attract this particular income class that I'm making.
Let's say in places, border towns with Ekpe, at the Ogun State axis, you want to be thinking of the likes of what is happening in K2 of today, the Ojota of today, the Anopaja of today, with respect to the to the Muritala International Airport. You understand? So most people, not all, of course, most people living in this area are young people, the demography, young people that are just starting their family or have their children in primary school, moving to secondary school. So what they want is just apartments. You understand? But closer to Muritala International Airport, say Ikeja, GRA, and the like, you will be doing duplexes there. Right. So all this understanding are based on some other fact. The fact remains that people should understand your work is your work. And just as you have expert doctors that know what they are doing, they are efficient, they are adequate, proficient at their work. It's the same way you have quack doctors. No pun intended. So it's not enough to say, oh, my cousin is a realtor. My brother is a realtor. How informed is your brother
about your investment,
what's obtainable
about
in the industry?
About your purpose on your
you understand? Is this person versatile about? Then number 3, that income class will determine the number 3, the kind of structure and building you should build there. Although there are also regulations. You may want to check with regulations,
physical planning,
urban planning, and all of that. And certain estates
also
do not allow certain type of
development.
Some estates, for example, just want terraces, duplexes. They don't want apartments. Established
or some certain plots
in the
estate. They'll tell you that this certain section is bungalow section,
this
certain section is duplex section. And to be very frank with you, this is just a tip. This is just an extra tip for you. If you are building that house and you don't plan to stay there, don't pick a bungalow section, because if you pick a bungalow section, you are limiting your investment. That location can boom in the future, and then everybody is doing high rises, and you are tied to doing a bungalow. And what something you can do 2 floors or 3 floors, and there'll be developers begging people that own land that want to do JV. Don't worry, you don't even have to bring your money. You understand? So if it's a place that you don't intend to stay, just tell the company, I don't want the bungalow section. Which section do you have that I can go highest? Give me land there. So even though you may not do it yourself or anything, but if that place mature, you know that you have that advantage, and whoever you are signing JV with, they can go as high as possible and you get better. So
actually, Rabiu, I was going to add, to listing the points that I have prepared, that word land holding, let me use that word, land holding. I know that in law, it has certain interpretation. But what I wanted me to say is land banking in our own industry. investors should understand that your land has higher potential than your buildings.
Yeah.
Just like you have been describing, you can't absolutely be certain how an area will perform in the next 10, 15, 20 years.
Exactly.
But once you are too quick to erect certain buildings in some places, you have limited the potential of return on investment on that land.
Yeah.
And like we said, an astute investor should be conscious always of the fact that it's the land that appreciates, not the building.
Yeah.
So if you put that in mind, don't joke with your land and don't play away with owning a land. Human beings are terrestrial.
Yeah.
If we live on land, the people that have land have leverage over those that don't have.
Definitely.
You understand? Let's establish that. So going back to the question you asked, another thing they would consider after the first three that I've listed is the security of that location. What has been the security history, the security reports of that? Because, you know, they said when we had issues of Ikorodu, what was their name? Ikorodu boys.
Bado. It still affects Ikorodu market down to today.
Many people left their property owners, to go elsewhere and rent properties. Not to even talk of people that rented properties there. So imagine someone rented the property and still has 9 months for the due date. Will you say, landlord, please return my money to me? You can't say that. It's not liable. That's a force majeure.
Yeah.
You know, and that is beyond the control of either of you, and then as a result, that happens. So you consider for me, so far, Ibejuleke has not witnessed any major security crisis. Even with Epe. Epe is one of the most peaceful places
in Lagos
that I know.
Yeah, because this is a place we go almost every time.
Yes, we go there every time, and then of course in our work, from time to time, we begin to pick history because it's also part of our work. You can't be a seasoned realtor in Nigeria or anywhere else, and then, especially if you deal with land sales and you don't appreciate the pace of history.
Yeah.
One of the things that will give you edge over or to help you serve your clients better is to have history of that place, history of the people, history of the family.
Yeah.
And most of the time you can't you wouldn't have learned family history without appreciating the history of that community
itself,
or in some cases even the village.
Yeah.
You understand? So security. Then another thing is government interest.
Yeah.
What's the government? So this is where people should appreciate that you need a realtor to invest in real estate anywhere in the world. You need a seasoned realtor because you would have information. A seasoned realtor has information that you don't have about the future of a place.
Yeah.
Because also we work with people in government.
Exactly.
You understand? You have to parley them because you need information.
I've already shared with you some certain
Thank you. You need people that can tell you that, okay, see, a land of 2 million that seems very far today, sir, please buy it. Because this is the plan of the government for so place in the next 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And at times, so the funny thing about government project and plan is that at times they come later, at times they come earlier.
Yeah.
You understand? It is as events unfold that government decide to say, okay, let us put this project in motion.
Exactly.
You understand? And so, as much as possible, you don't want to live in this place. If it is guaranteed that your investment is going to be secured, as you are buying cities, also go for the bushes.
That's very important.
Very important.
Because
eventually, you might be surprised that 15 years down the line, 20 years down the line, even the bush will now start performing better
than the city.
Much better than the city.
Okay, these are the very important thing. And I like the fact that you mentioned the accessibility. And one tip I always tell investors is, in Nigeria generally, any place that you want to buy a place where the road is under construction. That's the best time to buy. Because as at that time, this crowd have not come.
Or before construction.
No, under construction. They don't put the banner there, Jare, they will not start. But the moment the big machine just position around that location, and that's why I've been telling a lot of people, they apply Turkey Road. They will soon start that road.
They will soon start.
They will soon start. Like there was the last time I was going to issue was I've already blocked that entrance and they're directing people to move. So if you like yourself, anything along Epe Turkey Road, that is K2 Epe, is Shala, this is like almost your last chance to buy anything there. Because the moment the road starts taking more shape, the value of those properties keep going up. So when you tell some people that buy social land in Ekpe 10 million, 10 million Ekpe, kilo shele, what's happened, blah, blah, blah. This land are still going to 15 million.
Yeah.
It's still going to 20 million. The cheapest that you can buy any location today is the price today.
Yeah. Because
those prices are still going up more. That's just the fact.
Definitely.
So is for you to invest in real estate, just like he has rightly advised. These are our advices, these are our guides, these are suggestions for you. Thanks everyone also for spending your time to watch our content, because if we come here and we do this fantastic content, if you guys don't watch it, it's pretty useless. So we appreciate you guys too. We appreciate your time, your encouragement, your support, and see you next time.